so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Thoughts for Rent, Realtors Keeping It Real. I'm Max Zerflu, and today I have the specialist of special guests for the podcast, the one and only Tim McKenna.
The really old guy. I've been in the real estate now. I just renewed my license, and they said I've been in this business for 46 years.
Is that possible?
46.
Is that possible?
46
Holy
years.
cow. Now, they let people of your age, they still let you have a license?
I guess, yeah. They're very generous, though, because they say instead of doing 30 hours of continuing education, I only have to do 15 hours of continuing education because I have so much old people intelligence.
Well, they don't want to also overwork you and make.
Well, they don't want to stress me out. having more than 15 hours might stress me out.
So when you get older, they're saying you have more information.
Yes.
They assume you retained it? Is that
evidently. They think my 75-year-old brain is holding on to all that information I've had for 45 years. How about that?
Well, I'm sure it's all there in the conversation. Not only is he my real estate guru, but he's also my father-in-law. So
he's married. That means he's married to my daughter, Jenni.
Yeah, I think they got that. I think
that's what that means.
But it also means that Tim is very grateful to me because he had a spoiled daughter named Jenni. And now she's my problem.
There you go.
So there you go.
When they got married, I said, her credit cards are now your credit cards.
And I'm all the happier for it. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about real estate and you. You say 46 years. So that would be 79 you got in real estate?
Yep.
1979.
Well, actually, I got it on 80. In 80.
In 80?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you got into real estate, things were probably a little different than they are now.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it was... it's really funny. First house I ever bought, I paid $9,000 for it. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Parkdale.
Was that before you were a realtor? Or no?
That was just before.
Okay.
Just before I was a real estate agent. And then the second house I bought a house for $16,000. Yeah.
Ooh, luxury.
It was on a half acre, and it was 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage. And it was on Prince Lane here in Las Vegas.
Where was your first house you bought?
First house was in Parkdale. It was on Springdale Court in Parkdale.
Those are Las Vegas names?
Las Vegas.
I don't even know where that is.
Yeah, it's Las Vegas. It's off of Boulder Highway and Lamb.
And Prince is off of Charleston, right?
Yeah, Prince was off of Charleston and Nellis.
$9,000 you paid for your first house.
Yeah, $9,000. I sold it a year and a half later. We fixed it up, and we sold it a year and a half later for $10,500. And I thought I really skinned the cat because I made $1,500.
Sure. Now, I assume even then, way back then, you had to get a loan. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, do you remember what your monthly payment was on that $9,000?
On the $9,000 house, it was $86 a month.
How much did you put down?
Gosh. I honestly don't remember what we put down. We
already established that you have a lot of knowledge.
I know it. I'm trying to. Well, I bought so many houses, so I'm trying to figure out that first one. I believe we put $1,100 down. That was our down payment, and then on the second one, on the one on Prince Lane, that's the one I liked. That was. I always liked Prince Lane, and we put down $1,500, and my payment was $125 a month. My interest rate was 3.5%. And I remember it was a conventional loan, which I had no idea what the difference between a conventional loan, an FHA loan, and a VA loan was.
Was this the 60s or 70s?
No, this is in the 60s.
Huh?
Well, yeah, it'd be late 60s.
Wow. How about HOA? No HOAs?
No HOA.
When did that come about in Las Vegas?
What, HOAs?
Yeah.
HOAs started not so much. They were there for condominiums, but there really weren't a lot of condominiums until we got to the 80s.
Oh, really?
So
condominiums were the first HOAs.
Yeah, condominiums were definitely the first HOAs. There were no HOAs as far as houses, except for Rancho Circle. Rancho Circle, of course, had some.
Off of the freeway and over
yeah, and that was like the premium. If you lived in Rancho Circle, you were doing well. you were a movie star. There you go.
But so eventually, someone said, "Well, we should have HOAs for single family homes too, and we should do that."
Yeah, it started to become more popular when people started painting their houses pink and green and orange, and everybody said, "Whoa, wait a second, we want to control this. We want everything to look nice and normal." And I think it came out. Well, I know. I don't think I know. It came out of California. California started the HOAs back in the early '70s. Well, actually, I think they started them in the middle '60s, but I know of in the early '70s. They started the HOAs, and they started telling people what they could paint their house, what they could park in the front yard. You couldn't park 6 cars, that kind of stuff.
Now here we are 40 years later, and people are out there looking for homes that aren't in an HOA. They love that. They want that, but it's hard to find in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder because, well, actually, it's really funny. There was a HOA on the properties. It was called Desert Inn Estates, and they were off of Maryland Parkway and Russell Road. And Del Webb, who was the owner and operator of the Desert Inn Hotel, they say he was part of the mob and that he really was nobody. He was a bellman in Los Angeles, and they made him Del Webb.
They made him out to be this.
They made him out to be Del Webb, the
guy.
hotel, right?
Wow, okay.
And he went.
This is the same Sun City guy, same guy. That Del Webb?
No, different. And so he started to make this area, and he came from Phoenix when it was all over and done with. But anyway, he made this area, and it was called Desert Inn Estates. And Desert Inn Estates had CCNRs. For instance, you had to mow your lawn at least once every 10 days. You had to paint, get your paint.
Of your house, like
whatever you. Well, you had to paint it every 5 years, but you had to have the paint color approved by the HOA, and there were no coloreds allowed to purchase the property. Now, this is the '60s.
That cannot be
true
in America.
True, and it's in the. It's actually in the CCNRs today. It's still registered. It's still. Of course, you can't do it anymore. But yeah,
if you go back to the original CCNRs of that community.
Yeah, if you go back to the regular CCNRs, it's terrible. It's just a terrible thing.
I'm glad we're progressing.
We are.
When you said Desert Inn, I was thinking of. I saw some news today. There's now a part of Las Vegas is going to be called Filipino Town. Did you see that?
No.
So it's about a mile of Maryland Parkway from Desert Inn to Sand Hill. That area has been designated Filipino Town.
Wow.
I didn't even know we were going that direction.
I didn't either. Well, we got a little Chinatown.
Yeah, that's getting big.
I think that's great if they like it.
South too. If you go south of Rainbow from 215, there's a lot of Asian restaurants there too.
Yeah.
Anyway, wow, that's kind of big when you told me that they had in the CCRs.
Well, I'm just grateful if they do Filipino Town or they do Chinatown or they do whatever town, that anybody under the Constitution of the United States and the laws of the nation, anybody can buy in there. You don't have to be Filipino. You don't have to be Chinese. You don't have to be anything. You just have
Disney,
money.
Just like Walt Disney said when he opened the gates of Disneyland in 1955, to all who enter these gates, welcome.
Yes, exactly. And that's
70 years ago.
That's how we are in Las Vegas now. We are much more welcoming today than we were 45 years ago.
That's good. Now,
I love that.
You did mention, Del Webb, and you kind of threw out that word mafia. You've been in Vegas for a long time. You weren't born here, but you've been here.
My parents came here. Right? My parents came here in 1954.
Did you have any brushes with the mafia?
My dad was.
He was connected.
He was connected. Yes, he came in from Colorado, and he ran the Royal Nevada, which is where the Stardust. Well, where the Stardust was, and now the Resorts International is.
Okay.
And he also ran the Nevada Club downtown. Where now, I don't even know where the Nevada Club is now. Everything's changed so much.
You say he ran it?
He was the general manager.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we had.
And he had brushes with.
Yeah. We went out many a times. I remember as a little kid, maybe 7, 8 years old, going out to Benny Binion's place on Bonanza. And my dad would show them how some kind of new mechanisms would work, how you could cut cards
For
or
gambling.
or you're
purposes.
gambling, or a roulette wheel that would stop at the number you wanted to stop at,
Ah.
which is all illegal now. I mean, all that, none of that stuff exists in Las Vegas today, which
Is that
which
a
I'm
wink, wink,
grateful
nudge, nudge
for.
thing? You think it doesn't exist at all? You think it's
Oh, I
we
don't.
got rid of
Yeah,
all that stuff?
yeah.
The gaming commission?
What happened was in 1958, I think it was 58 or 59, the Nevada Gaming Control Board was legalized, and I remember my mom and dad talking about how they kept trying to catch my dad cheating,
Ooh.
and because he was very good, and they couldn't find him, they couldn't catch him, and so finally they just offered him a job, and he went to work for George Ullum, who was the first gaming control board.
Wow.
And he went to work for him, and he said he'd go catch cheaters, but he wouldn't catch them in Las Vegas because they were his friends. He would go up to Reno and to Elko.
Oh, okay.
And he'd
Catch him up there?
Yeah, he'd catch him up there, and he really was upset. And this is another thing that's changed in Las Vegas that's so dramatic, is back in the day, there were no women dealers.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was all male. Only men could be dealers.
Huh.
And then Reno started having women dealers. In fact, some of the hotels up there had topless women dealers.
Ooh.
And my old man would go up there and catch them cheating. And he loved
Topless dealers?
topless and non-topless.
Like at a regular casino?
A regular casino.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Yeah.
I guess I was born in the wrong
That
era.
was Nevada at its wildest. Reno was just trying to regain its popularity over Vegas. Vegas in the 1960s and 70s, Las Vegas started to overexceed Reno. Reno was the place to be in Nevada. Yeah.
Got big?
Vegas was very small, and Reno was the place to be, and Reno was the divorce capital of the world. That's where you'd find out all the big movie stars and everything went to Reno because they could be there, get a residency for 6 weeks, and get a divorce. And in other states, it took forever. And then Las Vegas started to surpass Reno. And my old man always said it was the government up in Reno was just too stifling.
Well, we're a little bigger than Reno now as far as
Yeah.
place. So now we fast forward here. You've got, how many grandkids do you have?
25.
25 grandkids. How
Hey,
many great grandkids?
Right now, I have 5 great grandchildren, but I have 2 on the way.
Ooh.
Your daughter, my China Faye Zerflu,
Yes.
is having a little baby girl, and it'll be my first girl great grandchild. And then my other granddaughter, Madison Wanker Arnett, is having a little baby girl also. So in October, this month,
That's exciting.
I'll get China's baby girl, and in December, I'll get Madison Arnett's baby girl.
We are looking forward to that very much. So now you've had an illustrious real estate career, 46 years, we decided. Can you tell us one incident that happened that is sort of laughable and you look back on it and go, I can't believe that happened to me while I was in real estate?
Well, if you look at the interest rates, everybody talks about interest rates today, and they're saying, oh man, 6.5, 6.2, 6.1. Oh, that's terrible. I came in the real estate business, and I think I'm the one that caused it because I got my real estate license. The first year I was in real estate, interest rates were 12%. Second year I was in real estate, they went up to 14.5%.
Jeez.
It was the early 1970s, and if you guys remember, it was just a turbulent time for interest rates.
1980s, probably. Early
70s. Early
Okay.
70s. And no, I take that. I'm sorry, Max. It was the early 80s.
Okay.
It was the early 80s. And the interest rates were at unreasonable, unbelievable
So
prices.
14, did it stop there? Did it cap off there?
That's basically there was 15s and 16s, but you could get an interest rate of 13 and a half, 14%. And you know what? A lot of real estate agents got out of the business. I jumped into the business. I became the salesman of the month 5 months in a row working for Ed Post Realty because I had no idea that high interest rates were bad. So I just kept selling real estate. I just didn't let it bother me. And I explained to the people, hey, if you want a house, great time to buy it because prices were down. I mean, you could buy a really, really nice house. I mean, 1,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, sitting on a 100 by 100 lot, and you pay $27,000 for it. So, I mean, these were nice houses. And I had explained to them, hey, your interest rates are high. You're going to write it off on your income tax. And eventually they're going to come down. And if they do come down, then you can always refinance it. And it's still going to be a great buy because it's going to appreciate and appreciate and appreciate. And you know what? Not one of them felt bad about buying their house.
That's true. It does appreciate.
Because years later, I listed them and they made a lot of money.
It's funny because 14% on a $27,000 loan, not quite as bad as 14% would be on a $450,000 loan.
But yeah,
that would change things dramatically. So, I think what you're kind of saying is 6.2 or 6.5. Oh, not too bad.
It's like free money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Tim, you are a cornucopia of information. We could sit here and talk. We could talk for hours, but I think our time's up. And I hope that Jenny gets you back here again so we can have some more episodes with you. And thanks for coming by today. We appreciate you being here.
Well, you know, my hardest part of the day is I have to get up and go to lunch.
Doing that?
And then go to lunch and then go to a movie and then come home and watch Dateline and see all the people that get murdered.
Oh, jeez. Well, hey, I'm glad you were able to do that. I know you're still only 29, so you're young.
Yeah, I'm too young.
Well, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time, hopefully with Tim again soon on Realtors Keeping It Real on Thoughts for Rent. Have a great day. Oh, there you go. Sound good? Okay, good. I'll pass over to Ireland. Here you go, Kim.
Thanks, Pops.